All right, so it is June 20th, Tuesday, and tonight we are going to talk about the recap of the big call that was happening on Saturday. So raise your hand if you were on that call or caught the replay. Anyone? No one? No one? No one? Okay. Oh, good. Awesome. So then a few of you are already kind of in the know. But we'll go over those details tonight. We're going to do a little review on the past group that we just did, this collaborating with the two awesome groups, and we did the weekends, the Wine Wednesday. We need to change the name. We're going to change the name of that so it's a little bit.
I think Marcy's unmuted.
There we go. Got it. I thought maybe she was calling in, so I just left. I didn't know she was just frozen.
Yeah.
So, so Kelly, my phone just showed that you called. So
yeah, that was on accident. I meant to text you.
No, it's okay. I just wanted you guys to know that, like, I'm not crazy. My phone is legit. Like, I have to go take it to get it looked at. Anywho, so we're just going to recap some of the awesome points. We're going to do some, like, just a quick training on what to work on, what was awesome, like all those types of things, and then just things to grow on. And I think it's a great idea for us to do it again. I think we need to keep this ball rolling because we're going to learn different things every time we try these different groups. I know that, like, Kelly and I learned a ton when we first did that group, and it's just exploded since then. And it's a great landing spot for people that are curious, people that, they may have fallen off the radar a little bit, and they may not respond to your messages, but they still possibly are getting the notifications of that group. So, they're still getting fed some information, but, we just want to keep evolving and always keep growing as a team, as an organization, but most importantly, just as business owners, just to keep everything fresh and, just as long as we're learning is a really important thing. So, Kelly, should we go ahead and start talking about the group that we just did, the virtual group?
Yeah. So I think that, like, it was awesome that, I know that not everybody that, like, did it is on the call. So hopefully they'll catch the replay. I think that it was really awesome that you guys took the initiative to do it because, we've said to you from the beginning, like, this is your business as much as Lauren and I love you. We can't do everything for you. And we can't create your success for you. So, being able to go ahead and, do that was great. Just a few things that we, feedback from when we did, we originally opened the Virtual Wine Wednesday group and did an event very similar to this back in December. And one thing that I think was lacking a little bit was that everybody did videos in the group. And I think that, I think that sometimes we have a really tough time realizing that, if we got added to a Facebook group and somebody was and there were 9 live videos in the group, we would probably not take the time to watch all of them. So I think that, going forward in the future, and even just to, like, expand on the group, we can even go back in there now and say, okay, we're just going to do a recap of the past few days and write it out. When Lauren and I did the group in the first place, most of, like, the important information, we actually wrote it out because people are at work. They're going through their day-to-day. They could be scrolling through their phone and they'll be able to, like, read, like, what is direct sellers, but they might not necessarily stop and watch a 9-minute video on it. So most of the videos that we ended up doing were just like, this is why we did it. This is, what was important. And then a few people came in and did different videos that were, about, they may have been, like, with another network marketing company, and they kind of talked about that in their video. But for, like, the, like, meat and potatoes information about direct sellers, I think that Lauren and I both found with our group that we had a little bit more success with just posting the information and saying, hey, this is what it is. Because that's really, like, we did not very many videos. So I think that in the future, that's something that we can definitely improve on. What did you guys think? I know that some of you were involved, some of you weren't as involved, but what were your thoughts as far as, you know, comments, whatever? Anyone? Bueller.
Okay. Okay.
Kelly, I agree about the number of videos. For that very reason that not everybody has the time to watch them. And I think there could have been a better balance, I think, between like posts and videos.
I think in the next time we really just need to write out a schedule and just say, okay, this person is going to post this at this time. And you can go in and do your live story like throughout the day. But as far as like, you know, when we did ours, Lauren and I both did like a welcome message and a little success thing. And then the next thing we posted was what is direct sellers? You know, and then we posted a thing about questions, I think. And we just continually post throughout the week, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think that sometimes, and I know that this is kind of like, whenever we do anything like this, or whenever you do anything, and this is going to be something that we goes on like when we get into like my branding course, is you need to like think in the mind of your consumer. Like, you know, does your consumer want all of the videos, or do they want to mix? Like, you know, we were discussing yesterday whether or not to start a customer group. Well, do your customers really want to be put in another Facebook group? Like, you know, think of yourself as a customer, and like, you know, as a potential business partner, and say like, okay, you know, a lot of these people are just looking, they're like, what is the down and dirty? What is this wine thing? I just need to know the details, and, you know, get as much information so that like they're not overloaded with information, but that they're still like, okay, this sounds pretty cool. Andrea, did you have something you wanted to say also? I thought you wanted to chime in.
I was just going to say, like, I think our positioning as a team, we all need to take it up 3 notches and really come at this from a business standpoint, and stop talking so much about the wine drinking, maybe, you know, and like approach the business side of it a little bit more. I think that's going to attract the kind of people that are going to want to do business, and we're all here to make money. Like, does everybody agree that we're here to make money? Like, can we make that loud and clear? Are we here to make money?
Yeah.
Because I'm here to make money, right? And like, I want to attract the people that are going to come in and they want to make money. So in order to do that, I think we need to shift our language, our positioning, even how we come in and speak about the business opportunity, how we present it, the environment that we're doing our presentation in. Like, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up a few notches. That's what I think.
I agree. Yeah, I think that, you know, part of attracting like who you want to be is like, yeah, like, okay, we all know that we're fun and we're really laid back and stuff, but, you know, at the same time, like we are all here to make money and to like build a sustainable business. So yeah. Does anybody else have any like comments?
Yeah, I didn't participate in the event, but I wanted to chime in and agree with Andrea that I think that yes, I'm here for the money, and I think that we need to bring back and kind of like reclaim the word entrepreneur, because I feel like it's getting really watered down and diluted, and it's being attached to something that isn't entrepreneurship at all. And entrepreneurship is starting a business to make money, and on a larger scale, make money for your shareholders. So we can be entrepreneurs on a small scale, but being an entrepreneur means that you're providing a product to someone as a business. And it's about the business. It's about the bottom line. So I love the idea of reclaiming that idea of being an entrepreneur, and it being about the business, and it being about your bottom line.
And it also being about getting after it. Like, you know, Andrea was talking about how, like, you know, she needed to shift her marketing like a little bit. We were talking, you know, just about attracting people that maybe, like, we've all done it. Like, we all have those people that we have brought into the business that, like, just kind of, like, you know, sign up and then you don't really hear from them or, whatever. Obviously, like I keep on saying this over and over again, you guys are getting the course for free. So I'm not plugging the course because like I'm not getting any profit out of it from you guys. I'm plugging my branding course because like you guys need to understand like who your ideal business partner is. That's the first thing you need to understand before you make another Facebook post, before you do anything else. You need to understand who you want to work with. Like I will not message. There are people that will tell you to message everybody on your friends list. I'm not going to tell you that because there are people on your friends list that you don't want to work with. Don't do that. Don't put yourself through that. Like if you need to really understand who you want to work with. And then when you create all of your content, when you create your brand, you need to create your brand around your customer instead of the other way around. You don't need to create a brand, like you need to create your brand around your customer. It's like writing a love letter. When you write a love letter to somebody, do you want somebody to continuously tell you all the awesome things that they do? Or do you want somebody to tell you how awesome you are? Like that is the same thing with branding. That's the same thing with network marketing. It's the same thing with any business. Like, freaking Coca-Cola, share a Coke with this person. I mean, people buy Cokes just so they can have a connection with another person. Like this is, on like a small scale, on a larger scale, like people buy things from people that they can connect with. So if you're not being real and if you're not, you don't have to worry about saying things like, if your story is completely different than your customer story or than, somebody in your target market story, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like own your short story and share your story. But like at the same time, like you need to be conscious, like with anything that you put out there, like, is this something that is really going to provide value to my audience? Is this something that's going to pump them up, that's going to make them feel good? Or is this just like me, like blowing smoke out of my ass? Excuse my French.
Yeah, I want to add to that, Kelly. So it can be really discouraging when you are posting and you're not getting a lot of traction and you're, trying hard. That's a great time to evaluate how much you are adding, how many people you're adding to your network. So if you're not, and I talked to Andrea about this the other day when on the phone, like, it's really important to get confident and comfortable with what it is that we do. If you can't spell entrepreneur, like I misspell that word every once in a while. I'm like, I probably shouldn't. It's my job title, right, Mackenzie? Like, I mean, this is like what we're doing. If you can't spell it correctly, like, that's a little indicator, like we got to work on some stuff. Like, I mean, I know not everybody's a great speller, including myself, but like we need to, like, I don't know, like we've got to get it together. Like if we can't even like talk about our jobs, like confidently, how are you guys expecting for this to, you can tell a difference when someone, I hear this from people a lot, like, why did this post get so much traction? And I said like 3 things and 3 words. And then this post, I really just, gave all the details and like talked about this and like one person liked it. It's because people are smart and they can sense. We are very sensitive human beings. We can sense like if what someone's saying. If it's a picture of you and your spouse and it just hits the fan, like everyone is like loving it, you need to be posting. People, obviously the audience that you have right now find value in you posting about you and your spouse. So if you're not wanting to get a huge traction on pictures of you and your spouse, if you're like, I really want to get my network going this way, then you need to be adding people to your network that are going to respond to your brand. And I'm sure Kelly's going to go through all of that, but we both hear it a lot from our downlines. Like, I just feel like people aren't liking my stuff. I'm really discouraged on social media and, all these kinds of things. It could be a matter of a lot, 5 or 6 different things why your post isn't getting traction. But like this all falls back to you being genuinely, authentically you. And if you have people in your network that are constantly commenting on stuff with like, I had to eliminate a couple people because they're super sarcastic, and I love sarcastic people, but in like a like belligerent, like not like effective way, like some sort of like would say the opposite of what I'm saying just to be irritating. Not sarcastic like you, Kelly, where you just have like you're quick-witted, you're witty. So like that, there's a difference between witty
and self-deprecating and sarcastic.
But you don't purposely go out of your way and like write on someone's picture like, oh, da 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 da. There's, I don't know, like when people are just like, why did you try that? That was so unnecessary, and that just ruined the rest of my feed. Like people were having fun until you came along. and if you think about it, those people are consistently the ones that are irritating. So you don't need to feel like they're like the last people, like there's only people that you can have friends with or you can be friends with on Facebook. So like expand your network, start getting plugged in, get out of your house and start meeting people. You guys, I seriously think I talk about this every single week. My business took a major turnaround when I joined a business organization. Not saying you guys have to do that, but when I started getting out and I had a set appointment every single Tuesday, I knew that I had to be somewhere because I had a business meeting and I look nice and I get to get myself together. And, like that really does something to your confidence. Then you have people within this group, you guys, that you have Andrea, you have Mackenzie here that like this is what they do. They help people like, they train them properly. They help them look good, like, and feel confident and feel like, if you need help in little areas like that, you guys, we have some awesome people on this team already that are trained professionals in this world. And then you have Kelly over here that's like setting you guys up, with your brand and all that. I mean, like, we literally have like all these different pieces. You have some people on this team that probably have not even talked about the skills that they have, but we need to be there again, stepping it up a notch, because we literally have so much value to add here. And then also like we can help share your stuff on Facebook and all these types of things. But I think we're kind of off all of each other's radar a little bit. Like we're not all synced up right now. And I think that if we just like all kind of lined up a little bit, even if it's not like a perfect, like, we're not all going to be like in sync all the time, but I think it really is powerful and that's the same type of thing. That's what you need to be having on your social media. Like, I mean, it's beautiful, like to start seeing all the people that are like sending you friend requests that aren't creepy, like you really start, okay, like I'm putting off the right energy now. So, yeah, that's kind of what I want to say. Like, just really start working on getting out of your comfort zones a little bit. We do talk about that a lot, but start building your network. Like, just stop making it so complicated. Coca-Cola, they kept it very simple. Like, and now there's nostalgia. Everything with that brand has taken a very, very long time to get there. But like, it's a recognizable brand. It's something like you guys don't need to be stressing yourselves out about being a super crazy, unique person over here. Kelly was like training me on this like months and months and months ago. I was making it way too complicated. And, if you just break it down, really start thinking about what it is that you want to do with your next 2 years. If it's like 5 years, 10 years freaks you out and you can't possibly think of where you want to be with your business and where, like, break it back, like reverse engineer it. Think, okay, what are the next 5 years, what I want to do? 3 years, 2 years, like have a year plan, have somebody on this team help you out. Like if it's financially, if you need some financial help, like as far as like financial planning, like I wouldn't suggest like maybe working, if there's someone trained in that area, but like if you know someone that's a financial planner and you just need help laying out the numbers, like start asking and start reaching out to people that have a skill set that could really be something that could help your business, because we all need to be growing. But if you're just sitting in the same spot, like you're doing the same thing all the time, obviously you're not going to get anywhere. And I know that you guys aren't here just to like spin your rudders, like, and get drunk off the wine that you have, because nobody wants that.
Sometimes I'm going to get drunk off the wine.
We can, but we want to be successful while we're getting drunk. So I do want to make a comment. There actually was a Google Doc schedule for the posting for I think in our group, right, Andrea? Like there was like a schedule with Google Doc. So somebody would be doing live, somebody would be doing a post, a graphic, things like that. So I think maybe there was a little confusion on what happened there, but that was clearly posted. So like, I don't want it to be like somebody didn't do the job, but there was like actually a schedule. I think maybe this next time we'll like lay that out like first thing.
I think next time we need to have like a Zoom call where like everybody that wants to participate needs to be on that call. If you're not on the call, then like, not that you can't add people to the group, but like if you're motivated enough to be a part of it, then you need to be on the call. We'll try to find a time that works for everyone. Yeah, and another thing, like, if people aren't saying yes to what you're putting out, like I guarantee it's because you have not given them enough value, and made them know, like, and trust you enough to take seriously what you're saying. So fun fact that I don't even think Mackenzie knows is Mackenzie and I actually like connected on Facebook the weekend of Direct Sellers, and we were both in Vegas the same weekend. Because she was like, I'm going to Vegas, and I was like, I'm going to Vegas too. I mentioned like briefly, yeah, like I'm going there for the launch of my company. I didn't talk to her. Like we chatted back and forth for like another month and a half before she actually approached me about Direct Sellers. But like that's the whole thing. Like, you know, like I provided enough value for her. You know, I genuinely like what she was putting out, but like it's like one of these things where like if you find somebody, like if you connect with somebody over the internet, or if you connect with somebody that you've been friends with for a while, that you want them to be on your team, like their stuff, comment on their stuff. Like do not jump right into just messaging them. That works sometimes, but like, you know, 90% of the time it doesn't work. There are so many like different groups out here now that are like, you know, network marketing groups. And yes, we are the only one that's wine. But, you know, until people see the vision, they don't see the vision. Even like before, I will tell you, like before I got on the phone with Lauren for this opportunity, I was not really excited about it. I was like, okay, wine, whatever. Like until I got on the call with her and talked with her and Derek, like I was just like, I'll sign up for like a month or something to be a customer, but like I was not thinking business at all.
And when I talked to Kelly on the phone, you guys, like I'm thinking back to what I said to her and like what we talked about. You guys, I was so not nervous.
It was Derek. That's another thing that I need to mention. Guys, if you're on a 3-way call with somebody and you introduce somebody as an expert, introduce them and then shut up. Don't interrupt them. Sorry.
That's like 101 for sure, because that's exactly what I did. I was like, hey, it's Derek, bye. Like, I mean, I like, but when I first contacted her, I mean, once I like, you know, was like, I'm just going to call her, you know, just randomly. And I really wanted to connect with her as well. So, I mean, she didn't hear a salesy thing when I'm like, you know, I actually let her know I was wanting to reconnect and like things like that. And then like, I think actually talked again on the phone. I was like, hey, you know, like, I want to talk to you about this. And I literally kept it.
Well, no, I brought up Beachbody because I was afraid you were going to.
I know you joked about that. You're like, we're going to so many
I literally Beachbody, and she's like, well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about wine. And I was like, okay.
And I was like, Beachbody, that's old news. No, but you know, I just really I kept very simple. I was like, hey, this is what's going on. I had enough information where I could have just went like, this all stuff, but I just like, she's my friend, and I just wanted to give her a heads up on what I was up to. So I think that really bodes well for you if you don't overcomplicate it, because we have, you know, some very simple bullet point topics you guys can talk about, but I think we get so excited. And then I think when we're excited, we get like jumbled up on our thoughts, and then it starts to like everything seems important. So then we're like we overload people. And that's just something that I think people are getting very accustomed to feeling, that like that overwhelming sense of like, I've just been given way too much information at one time, and then you just like retreat. You're like, no.
And you want to know what, like, so the funny thing is, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. So when you first join a business, you get really freaking excited. You're excited about the product. You're excited about the opportunity. You're excited about everything. And you word vomit all over the place. You actually are better when you're less excited. But the problem is when you're less excited, you're more lazy. And I talked about this, or I did a Facebook Live a little bit earlier today where I said success is boring. Like this, the steps to success, the road to success is boring. You're doing the same thing day in and day out, which by the way is what you're doing if you're in a 9-to-5 job, but except this time you're like, you know, not giving a cut to the man, and you get to, you know, build your business and build your future. So like this business isn't going to be all glamorous and like, you know, oh, I'm drinking wine by the pool, whatever. No, like it's hard work. It's really hard work. I wake up every morning and I'm like, okay, like what do I have to do today? And that's the mindset that you need. Like it's not like, yeah, success is boring, but you know it's not boring? Like the fruits of your success. So like, you know, when the shininess and the allure of the opportunity, you know, go away, which at some point they will, you're not going to be as excited about it as you are like the day that you sign up. You need to replace that with the allure and the shininess of, you know, whatever you want to do with your success and whatever financial goals that you have. And you need to find other people that you feel have the capacity to do that, because there are going to be plenty of people that are really excited in the beginning, and they're just going to like peter out when they don't hit the sales and when they don't, you know, become an overnight success. But, you know, if you can just find those people that are willing to like persist and run and like, you know, continue for the long haul, that's how you're going to build your business. Don't focus on, you know, spending your time with people that don't want to put in the effort. That's why we take everybody that comes on this call way more seriously than those who don't. And I know that like we're running out of time here. So.
Okay, so UK, yay, you guys, global expansion is happening already. We've been in, we were in pre-launch, soft launch, if you will, all the way up until February this year, February 23rd. Since then, we've grown like over 20,000 people since then. So now we're going to be talking about the UK, which is amazing. For those of you in the United Kingdom, so just want to make sure.
England.
So the contracts are in place. I took a bunch of notes off the call. So the contracts are in place. Kelly, I was just going to mention the 3 stages that they talked about that it's going to kind of roll out. So the 3 stages, the first one is going to be pre-launch registration. So that's for 2 weeks in July. So that's for people, if I understood it correctly, that are already in the UK that are wanting to.
Yeah, that's like
right.
Signed up anyways because they knew we'd be there eventually.
Right. So they'll have about 2 weeks to kind of get the, you know, start working on the market and everything. The second stage is the wine club kickoff, bless you. And that's in early August. So about 30 days after stage 1. So they'll be getting the tools to train on how to work in the UK.
And anybody that's a business partner now can.
Right. And then there'll be 2 different links. So that's when they'll kick off the 2 different links. That will be a UK link and then a US link. So you'll have it easy for your customers and your business partners to have like already converted into pounds, and they'll have the proper links to put in their shipping information and all of that. So there'll be actually 2 separate links for that. And then stage 3, I know we don't have a lot of time. So stage 3 is 30 days after, around stage 2 ending. They're still saying like early, they didn't give a specific date in August. So early September-ish.
At latest, early September.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Kelly, do you want to talk about what they talk about the next 3 years?
So, I mean, after that, like we're still working on Canada. There's just some legal loopholes with the government that we have to work through. After Canada, we are going to Australia and New Zealand, which is pretty awesome. And then since, you know, England is or the UK is obviously in Europe. It's not part of the European Union yet, but we already have our foot in the door. So they are looking at France, Spain, and Germany because they already have some direct sales models that are working really well there. So guys, like, it doesn't matter if you have not signed up one single person, because guess what? Like, we're freaking taking over the world. No joke. Like, it doesn't matter. You just need to continue to keep pushing forward. If you have people on your team that are dead weight, let them go. There's more people out there that are willing to run. I'm telling you right now, I am not like, I mean, be there for them if they need it, but, you know, continue to push forward. And I'm not saying like, when I say dead weight, I'm talking about people that don't show up. People that, you know, ignore your messages or don't take your advice or, you know, whatever. Don't worry about those people because there are more people out there. And you know what? The more people that you talk to, if those people come back and they want to work their business later on, you can welcome them back with open arms and you will have a lot more knowledge. Just because you've hit a certain rank, I don't know, like whatever rank you are, just because I'm master seller, just because Lauren's master seller, it doesn't mean that we don't continue to talk to people and grow our team. I want to hit master seller every single month. Once a month, I want to hit master seller. And I haven't done that yet, like, you know, where I'm hitting it every month, but that's my goal. My goal is to hit master seller every month. And I think that it should be, once you guys hit master seller, I think that should be your goal. So that is kind of it. But like, guys, like, it doesn't matter. Like, we still have only less than 30,000 distributors. If you guys are getting a slow start, don't worry about it. Like, really, like, just like brush it off and push forward. It doesn't matter at this point. Like, you're still better off than, you know, all these people that are sitting with their hands on their butt, because guess what? You're building volume, even if you're not getting paid right now. So, yeah. Lauren, do you have anything else you wanted to?
Nope. I love seeing you guys every week, and thank you for getting on the call tonight. So I do want to encourage you guys next week. I mean, I think we're kind of seeing the same shell, the same core people here each week. So let's challenge each other a little bit. Let's try to bring somebody else to the call this week, even if they're not in your downline. Like, if they're like, you know, on this team and you've, you know, just reach out. Maybe I should start like assigning, like, do like a random raffle or something.
Guys, like, this is like the matrix. This is the core. If you're not plugged into the core, then you're not going to get anything out of it. I'm not like, the people that succeed guaranteed in any sort of organizations are the ones that show up, and they're the ones that show up to these meetings. Even if they don't learn anything new, at least they're getting reaffirmed the same thing over and over and over again. Those of you who go to church, I'm pretty sure you don't go to church and they tell you something new every single time. They tell you that Jesus died. Like, you know, they tell you every time. They say, like, Jesus died for your sins, like, you know, like, you're forgiven, all this. Like, they say the same thing every time, and we are forgetful creatures. We are forgetful. You know, whether or not we're forgetful in our faith, whether or not we're forgetful in anything, we're forgetful people, and we need to be told over and over and over again, you know, what we need to do, which is why the best people in network marketing do personal development every day. I guarantee you that Austin Zuloff does personal development every single day. I guarantee you that Matt Morrow does personal development every day. Sherry and Derek, they do personal development every day. I'm working on it.
Yeah. It's in all different forms, we'll say.
My personal development is different. No, but like, seriously, guys, if you're not, like, just show up, regardless of, you know, like, just show up, and you'll get a lot more out of these calls live than you will, you know, watching the replay. So if you're watching the replay, clear your schedule next week.
That's right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.